Now we're going to discuss direct and indirect object pronouns. To start, we need to know all of the direct object pronouns. Here's a chart. Let's review it one by one. The first one is the equivalent for me.
Me. Me.
Then we have you, as when we say, I told you.
Te. Te.
The next one is for him, her, or you in the formal way.
Lo. La. Lo. La.
Then we have us, male and female.
Nos. Nos.
The next one is them, male and female.
Los. Las.
And the last one is you guys.
Los. Las.
Basically, these pronouns are like little shortcuts we use instead of repeating a noun that's the direct object of the action in a sentence. What is a direct object? For example, in the phrase, I scared you, the direct object is you. To find the direct object in a phrase, we can ask ourselves who. For example, if you say, I scared, we can ask ourselves, who did you scare? All right, so let's say you once say, I see the book. In Spanish, it's
Yo veo el libro.
Now, instead of saying
El libro.
again and again, we can use a pronoun to stand in for it. We can use the pronoun
Lo.
so it becomes
Yo lo veo.
lo is the pronoun here, and it's replacing
El libro.
interesting, right? In English, we kind of do this with words like it, him, and her. So instead of saying, I see the book, we might say, I see it. Same idea. Now we will speak about placement. In English, we place the object pronoun after the verb, as when we say, you scared me. In Spanish, they usually come before the conjugated verb. So in our example,
Yo lo veo.
the lo comes right before
Veo.
But here's a twist. If you have an infinitive or a gerund after the main verb, then you can stick the pronoun onto the end of it, like voy a verlo or estoy viéndolo. See what we did there? We put the direct object pronoun after the verb, and we joined it to the verb itself, making it just one word. When we use the imperatives, the placement for the direct object pronoun varies. If we use the negative imperative, then the direct object pronoun will go before the verb, as usual. This phrase means, don't tell me about it, or you don't say. It could also mean, really. Because we're using the negative imperative, we place the direct object pronoun before the verb. It would be as if we were saying, don't me tell, instead of saying, don't tell me. However, if we use the positive imperative, like for example when we ask for something, or we give an instruction, order, or request, the placement changes. This phrase means explain that to me one more time, please. Here we've placed the direct object pronoun after the verb, and we've joined it with the verb in one word. This means that when you're reading, you will come across verbs that have a different ending. That ending can be a direct object pronoun sometimes, like me, te, se, les, nos, los, las. In this example, we're asking somebody to help us. We're saying, give me a hand, please. The placement for the direct object pronoun is after the verb. It is like saying, give me, but in just one word combined. When we're using the infinitive, we have two possibilities. We can put the direct object pronoun before the verb, as we see in this example. It says, I need to call him, or I have to call him. But because this is an infinitive, we can also place the direct object pronoun after the verb, combining it in just one word, as you see in this example. The meaning doesn't change. When we place the direct object pronoun before the verb, the emphasis falls on the person. It is him I need to call. In the latter case, it just means I need to call him. Adding emphasis. Sometimes we will need to add extra emphasis. We can further add emphasis to a phrase by adding a personal pronoun despite the fact that the direct object pronoun already tells me who the person I need to call is. Say, for example, that Jenny is having a conversation with Andrew. He asks her, "Is Mark going to call you?" And she says, "No, I have to call him." That would be,
No, yo tengo que llamarlo a él.
or we could also add the direct object pronoun before the verb.
No, yo lo tengo que llamar a él.
If we are using the gerund, we also have the possibility of using the direct object pronoun before or after the main verb. In this example, he says, "I'm telling them a story." When we place the direct object pronoun before the verb, the emphasis falls in the word them. I'm telling them a story. When we put the direct object pronoun after the verb, the emphasis falls on the action itself. I'm telling them a story. This is the end for the direct object pronouns video. On the next video, you're going to learn about indirect object pronouns at multilingualz.com, and you will see how to combine them with the direct object pronouns. See you on the next video.